the whole time though.
Don't know what I'm gonna say, but you know, figure it out.
Hey, some gonna have to shake shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's that job. We back. As you can see, man, we live in effect, going up. It's your boy Millie Mills, J Mills, whatever you want to call it, man. And I'm back with my co-host, my co-stars.
Big cousin, little cousin, who's older?
Shit.
Cousins, fuck it, we're just cousins, y'all. It's me, Sierra Latte, C Latte. Either both, you know what I'm saying? But it's Sierra Latte up in this joint, you know what I'm saying? And it's cousin combos, you know what I'm saying? We up in this joint just chilling and we're just having a good time, man. Just talking about life, you know, talking about some real life stuff that we go through, or with people who we know, you know what I'm saying, what they go through, and just giving some game, you know. You like it, you know. You don't. But hey, it's our experiences, you know, and people we love and people we mess with, it's their experiences. So that's what y'all gonna hear. That's what you're gonna see and hear about. So, cause what's the topic of the evening? This is nighttime. We do this shit at night.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk it out, you know what I'm saying? Don't matter what time of day, but for tonight's convo, for tonight's topic, I'm thinking we could talk about just the journey. What paths do people take in life? Because there's so many, and there's like endless avenues toward our personal success, because I feel like success is defined individually. So one person's success is not another person's success. You can take your own route, you can follow the trail that's already been laid out, you can do whatever as long as it makes you happy and you're like, I feel satisfied because I went what was in my heart and I felt like I was passionate about that. So I'm thinking, why not jump into topics such as going the college route or going the entrepreneur route, or like however you feel.
9 to 5.
That 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
And there's multiple 9 to 5s. You know, we got factory. There's customer service. There's just service in general. There's what other you know routes do people take?
Construction. It's like all types.
There's just so much, and you know it's weird because we all like to compare ourselves to the next person, but really it's about you. You need to compare yourself to yourself. What's the old me? Who am I? Who did I used to be? Where do I want to be and where do I want to go? It's about having goals and vision. You know what I mean? That's how you be successful. And like my cousin said, like successful in your own journey. So your own enemy, your worst enemy, because everybody likes to think they have enemies, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? The house hating on my downfall, they plotting on my downfall, like, you know?
No, baby, it's you. It's you.
Whole time and shit.
And I can say that because I've been there.
Hey, for real, personal experiences.
Exactly. So we got some stories to tell tonight. Like my cousin said, we're gonna talk about.
But see, we hoping people not their own downfall though. That's be the worst thing. No matter what you decide to do, just don't be your own downfall.
But I would say probably 7 times out of 10 we are, and we're gonna talk about how we can overcome that tonight, right?
For sure. Yeah, you ain't lying. Shit.
We got a special guest tonight.
For real, we got all type of shit.
We got some shit for y'all.
Nah, like just with picking which way, I feel like the end goal is the same no matter what the route is, whether it's you want to try to take a more traditional route or a more like independent bus route. Like my thing with like both is like there's gonna be risk. You just gotta be able to embrace which one. So for me, I feel like what can I tolerate? Like I know that I can tolerate only so much before I'm ready to feel despair and feel defeated. Like, cause I just know myself, I can't take too many L's before I'm like, you know what, this is going great. Like, no, like I need to be able to feel some wins. I need to be able to feel some type of like success for me to feel like confident enough to keep doing this. So
exactly.
That's why I'm like, alright. In my mind, I would love to be able to just live my life however it be, like independent entrepreneur boss, like. But for me, I'm just gonna say like that don't really work for me because it doesn't grant me enough like security for me to be like, nah, this is stable. Like I feel like the risk and the reward is a little bit like out of balance, and I just would rather like not take on so much like unknown because. for me, like with working or something, like say somebody gets a job, like you kind of know, like, hey, I got my schedule, I got like this what I'm gonna do. I kind of got like my branch of how like things operate. But like when you just entrepreneuring it, you kind of on like your own type of time, and that's cool too. But unless it's like something that you've got ingrained, where you like, you know what, I kind of got like the machine and system working, I'm straight, like type shit, you know. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of like you gotta pick your poison. They both, it's pros and cons either way, like shit.
Man.
For real. So I don't know, I feel like, yeah. But no, I think that was a good intro this time. That was popping. I think that was way better. We just got, let's go use all that shit.
Hey, forget everything old. That doesn't matter no more.
Oh yeah.
No, that's some real stuff though, cause like you said, it's, you gotta pick your poison, because not everybody's out, you know, was born and out here to work for themselves. Like,
honestly though,
not the whole time, because there are needs. If we're out here and, you know, you still gotta think about like economically. Mm-hmm. There are needs, so we still need people to work in the workforce. We still need workers,
but a lot of people don't want to work though. That's the thing. I feel
lazy mother effers.
It's not, but like honestly, work is different though. Like it's like I think work was created in like 1920. It's like everyone should work a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 5, 8 hours a day for creating cars or whatever. But it's like, do we still gotta work that same schedule, 9 to 5, 5 days a week? Can we like work 2-3 days a week? Like can we change the whole?
I think we are at a point where we can change. I mean, even the Constitution. I'm gonna just throw it in there, but like we can change. It's time for a change, and I feel like if we get some new people somewhere and just that's bold and courageous enough to be like, let's redo this, and maybe it could be different out here in this world. You know, it's okay, and it's hard. They make it seem like change is bad
or impossible. Like just wait, we'll get there. Like for how long though?
Like how long do we have to wait? Like why can't we start it right now? Because if you never started, you never know how it would turn out. That's just like me and my cousin. Like we've been talking for months about talking to y'all. You talking to y'all?
Hey, like listen, we gonna start, but it's like eventually it's gotta start somewhere. So it's like,
and we don't like right. We at a point like if it's effed up, it's not where other people's stuff is, because we're not comparing ourselves to other people. But you may be like, oh, it's not, you know, how this person's stuff is, but like that's the point. It's not supposed to be. It has to be different. We speak it don't matter what we're speaking.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this shit elevate over time. Like, wait, I remember episode 1. Now look, you probably watching like, damn, this episode 10, 20, 30.
It's different.
And it got, you know, blew up a little bit. So that was cool, man. But ultimately though, you kind of gotta graduate. The thing about going to school is you eventually have to graduate, or it's all for nothing. It's like for real. So it's like, I'm like, damn, school hard as shit. Like, let's be honest. Like sometimes it's just too much. Like having to keep up with all that. But like you know, for real.
I'm going there right now.
Oh, for real? So what happened? What you going through?
No, we gonna listen to you. I'm gonna get to me when you done, cause for real. But that's in the book right there to talk about, right?
Okay. Yeah, it's super hard though. So it's like after like you actually find a way to graduate, it's like, okay, I actually have to do the hardest part, which is make it all make sense, which is get a job and try to start working, do the whole corporate, like kind of corporate ladder, be on that rat race. You don't want to be on that spinning wheel feeling like, man, there's no end in sight, which is kind of what this is, where it's like, man, that corporate plantation, man, how am I going to get off this? But I mean, you end up trying to get a job or whatever, you end up like putting out your resume or just applying, and eventually, hopefully that school propels you into something that's a career, not just a job, but like a career that you can grow in and elevate in and become successful. So, I mean, it's very tough because there's easy like pitfalls. You can like you can get discouraged real easy. You might want to, if you fail a class, you might want to be like, damn, it's too much for me. I didn't fail this class. I can't even finish. But the trick is to just try to stick it out, and then hopefully you end up making it be like rewarded to a sense where it's like, okay, I'm glad I did that, and I'm glad I kind of made a decision and whatnot. So I don't know, I just be feeling like it's kind of like 50-50 sometimes, like shit.
That's real. So to just kind of give you some insight, I just kind of think that, like you said earlier, succeeding is your own individual thing. So whatever had worked for you to make you feel good inside, that you accomplished a goal, to keep going to the next goal, cause you did that shit. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I'm saying? So like, my way was I went to college for 1 semester after I graduated from high school, but because my mind I wasn't mentally there. So
Right.
when you mentally there,
Where's you at there? You wasn't ready then.
you know, I was into the guys.
Oh, she was boy
into
crazy.
the guys. I was boy nuts, okay? But that's, you know what I'm saying? So, but everybody's journey is different. Like my cousin, reiterating what my cousin had already told us. You know what I'm saying? That's real. So like, I didn't have that mindset back then. So I quit school. And then
You just quit, like fuck it, huh?
Man,
We been there, like, hey, fuck this shit. Bro.
I was into Ski. Y'all no, I did, but I was into Ski, Alabama, y'all. Like, like my cousin said, it's different though. You know what I'm saying? Where he was at, it's different. It's an HBCU, and then it's in Alabama, and it's in a small town with nothing but black people in that small town, and it's different. I'm from the city, so it was just
this
hard.
country shit too.
It was so country, and then I was told, nigga, you can't even leave the campus because at night you can't leave it at night.
The locals
will mess you up. You will be missing. Okay, so I mean, I found some homies that had cars, so and did some things. Got off campus with the campus bus, but because my mind was here in Minnesota with the wrong people, that's where my heart was at the time. What you say is about passion. So it's about what's in your heart, what you really want to do. So at that time, I was somewhere else. But it was a good time. I don't regret it now.
Yeah, best time, shit.
That's the best.
Best time.
No, actually, I'm lying. They was bad.
What? It was bad.
They was good, but when you think about the decisions now that you're older, you just be like, that shit was bad as fuck. But it was fun. I won't deny it. But anyway. So moving forward, so I've been to school before, like at least I went to school for business management. I went to school for pharmacy technician. No, like I didn't stop school so many times. I went to school because I thought I had the heart, and then I'll be distracted easily, I guess. Yeah. Or I'll just be like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I've been there multiple times. I went to IPR, Institute of Production Recording. Okay. Because I wanted to do that, but I ended up pregnant at that time. So after I had Jakai, I just stopped.
That would have been nice.
It was great. It was dope. I learned a few little things. That's Institute of Production Recording. It's not called that anymore, guys. But I've always wanted to be in entertainment somewhere. So hopefully maybe this is the place, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what timing is everything too sometimes. Like I said, when your heart's not in it, don't waste your time. Like, if your heart's really not in it, don't waste your time. Find a way to get your heart and your mind into the place where you want to be. Like my cousin said, vision. If you write that down and you have that vision, everything else doesn't matter. If you don't have that heart, that passion, you'll be wasting your time. Because you will never finish it. Because you're gonna start it, you're gonna put some time into it, but then your time, if it's not into that, it's gonna be into something or someone else. And you're going to put your time into that. And then you're going to forget about your vision. And that's the god thing on devil, guys. Stopping you from achieving being the best you. Because when you accomplish your goals, you become confident. And you just start accomplishing these goals. So it just makes you want to keep working harder. It does make you humble if you're doing it for the right reasons and at the right time. You will be so humble that it's a passion because you're so humble about it, y'all. And man, you're just gonna go and you're just gonna keep rising. And that's basically, honestly, entrepreneurship. Yeah. And we gotta guess. You wanna keep talking, cuz? I'm sorry.
Hell yeah, all night, man. We in there, man, cause I'm talking about this is rolling. But no, though, like back to like the journey and just getting a job or just going the entrepreneur route. One thing that I seen when I was in school, though, they had everyone in class watch a presentation about, is it worth it? And in the video, it basically said all the pros and cons about going to college. Is it worth it? So they'll ask, like, you would spend time, you would invest money, you might not get a degree, you might not get a job, like whatever it is, there's pros and cons to it. So I want to say, like, and ask the same things to, like, an entrepreneur, is it worth it, and stuff like that. And luckily, we got an entrepreneur in the building, too, though. Hey. So let's talk about like real life experiences, real life testimonies. We got a live example, a special guest for y'all, man, so we can get some different point of views about the entrepreneurship journey and all the things that we're wondering about. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get to learn and see firsthand, like, hey, this is a real thing. This is an option. This is a route that people can take. So, but no, so we do got a special guest in the building though. Like, she's an entrepreneur. She's definitely on her way to making big things happen. So let's just introduce our guest, Shay. Welcome.
Hey.
Just like that.
Hey everybody! So I have a spa in Minnesota here, and so I just started out doing massage, and then from there I branched off to skincare. So I do facials, and then I also do laser hair removal, waxing, teeth whitening.
You know, we thought it would be important to have you on the show to talk about your journey, talk about entrepreneurship, because a lot of people are just looking for some insight, some guidance. So we hope that you could help string that conversation along a little bit. Let me just first kind of start with like how you got started though, because I feel like it's important to know like what made you finally decide, like, you know what, I don't want to work a job, or I feel like I want to take an entrepreneur path.
Yeah, so that's a good question. So pretty much, I've always worked a 9 to 5 just like anybody else. I didn't go to college or anything like that. It was simply graduate high school and just, start picking up jobs, working full time and everything like that. But as I was doing it, I just felt like, this is not where my heart's at. I feel like I'm working so hard just to get a dollar raise when I've been with the company for about 2-3 years. And then also it was just like when I'm trying to get PTO, it was a problem. I like to take trips. I like to travel. I'm just not somebody that just does good with authority, okay? I'm just like, look, I'm slaving away at this desk, pushing paper and everything like that. So it took me a little while to kind of find my niche. I've always just tried to do like little pop-up shops here and there. I ended up doing like stuff with jewelry and doing pop-up shops and just like networking with like customers, people. And I started making like a website, things like that. I mean, the money was just okay. That's something that you can get like on the weekend. But it gave me motivation. I'm just like, oh, okay, like I'm making some type of money. But with jewelry, clothing, I found out that it's just very hard to just like make a name for yourself, because we have all of these like clothing stores, like Fashion Nova ladies, like I know, like it's just like you always have to get new customers to come in to buy your product, and you always want to build clientele. But with these different niches, it's hard to always get new clientele. You want to get repeat customers coming in and in. So I did that, and then I was still working a 9 to 5. I was a leasing agent for a few years. Of course, we had some hard times with the pandemic, and that kind of set everybody back. Everybody was scared. Everybody was like, what's going on? And so people started losing their jobs. And unfortunately, I got laid off, and I got a severance check, and I was just like, you know what? I wasn't even happy here anyway. I got a good amount of money for being let go. And then plus there was all these like benefits and aid and stuff for the government for losing your job and everything like that. So I was just like, okay, you know what? Let me find something where I'm going to make a lot of money. It's something that I like to do. And let's just go from there. It's all about finding your passion, what you're good at. So I noticed that like I'm an empathetic person. I'm an empath. So a lot of people come to me for advice. They ask me for help. I'm just like a giver, and I just like making people like look good and feel good. And I like doing my makeup and stuff like that, and people would compliment me on my makeup and ask me if like I do makeup, or ask me about, like things just in that nature, like about health and beauty and stuff. So I was just like, you know what? One day after I got laid off, I'm like, you know what, I got all of these funds kind of sitting in the bank. Let me just start a business. So I ended up just going to school. And it wasn't even like I even had to like be in class or nothing like that. I just did something like online, where it's just like, okay, I'll get my certification within like 3 weeks. So it was really cheap. I did that, and I actually ended up doing massage. So I started with massage, and everything just kind of fell so naturally. Like I always tell people, like if it's just easy, then go for it. Like if you have to like push, then it's not for you. But everything kind of fell so naturally for me. So I ended up getting my certification, And then I ended up trying to be like, okay, well, I got my certification, so where am I going to do business at? I don't want to do business in my home. I don't want, clients coming.
Right.
And so I was just like, okay, let me start looking at like office spaces like around my location and stuff like that. So I ended up getting an office space in Golden Valley, and I ended up starting so humbly, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, I was just like, okay, like let's just get this space. It was just like small, okay? It was just like a little brew, and I ended up getting like a table, and just like some chairs, and then just getting like oils, candles, stuff like that, linen, and all that stuff adds up. So when I got this space, I had to pay my first month's rent and my deposit, boom. So I did that. And then from there, I literally just started like doing word of mouth, and then doing advertisements and stuff like on Yelp, on neighborhood apps, and then just telling like friends and family about it. And then I invested just at the time like a couple of $100s into marketing and trying to get clientele from there. So as soon as I knew it, like I just started getting a lot of clients coming in. Then I was making a pretty decent amount of money where it was just like, okay, like I don't even need to go back into work. Like, I was really busy doing 5-6 appointments a day, and you guys, like massages be like a lot of work. Like it would just be putting you on your behind. Like you just be tired after. But it felt like really good to just be working on my own time and helping people as well. I started meeting a lot of customers who had sciatica, who had back problems. So that just felt really good to help them out, where it's needed. So.
Well, let me ask you, what was the moment you realized, like, okay, this is working, this is it, I'm glad I made this move?
Literally, about 2 weeks into the business, I was making at the time probably about like $500 a day. Yeah. So touch off about that question that you asked me about, how can people get started, or, what did I feel some type of way about not trying to do this? And for me, it was just like, I have a passion for it, so I'm just going to do it, and then we'll just go from there. And what I want to give my advice to everybody else that's trying to do it is just like, go for it and just do your research, and, you'll figure it out. Everything comes with time. And also just know that things aren't just going to like hit off like how you want to. It takes a lot of grind, it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Absolutely.
To make it happen. And it just doesn't happen overnight. So
that's true. Gotta grind, you know what I'm saying? But what are some of the pitfalls that new entrepreneurs should avoid?
I would say you should definitely have an attorney when you're trying to like start your business. And then also too, like the other pitfalls would be about like, like are you gonna do like a website? Are you gonna actually have a physical location? Like what are you trying to get? With the website stuff, like but that I say don't overthink that. I feel like a lot of people get in their head and they're like, oh, like I want to sell this, but online takes a long time. It just takes a couple of years, but just don't try to overthink. That's all.
That's what's up. I mean, I feel like being an entrepreneur, that shit kind of like fluctuates and goes up and down or whatnot. But like, what are some of like the highs and lows of being an entrepreneur?
The highs and lows would be about just always trying to get clients in the door. Just for me, because I have a personal service business, so it's just about getting new clients in. But then the clients that you do have, trying to build a relationship with them, trying to get them back in. Also trying to, like, I would say, like, I'm a good salesperson, and like I just like to like try to talk to them, build a relationship with them, get personal with them, and try to see if they'll get some packages, some bundles that will make me some more money.
We just been chopping it up, man, talking about all the different routes, the different avenues, because some people might want to work a 9 to 5, some people might want to be independent, like entrepreneurs, some people might want to be contractors, some people might want to set up their own like whole situation. They like, look, some people might want to just backpack forever. I want to just travel. They like, fuck all this shit, like. So it's whatever you really want to do, but we really here to talk about just entrepreneurship, because like that don't get mentioned enough. That is a real option. something that's happening out here that's live and well. And, you know, we got living evidence of that. As you can see, we got products popping. We got entrepreneurs that been there, did it. You know what I'm saying? We got to ask you some more questions because, like, we trying to get on like that. We trying to take that route, too. A lot of us are watching, like, how can I start? Hey. Let's go. Yeah, you know the vibes. We in this mother, man. We got the drinks flowing. You see the Ciroc raspberry, man. I done made some bold lean out this mother. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, I get this joint, baby. But you I can never be shamed. And I usually never say never. Oh shit, look at me today. Live vibe, I don't need no stage. Hey, clip coding, color blaze. This is that ain't how we made. Wanna get tired of you. I'm really bustin' with wet at the top, we got us ocean view. I know I got it, I'm all in the body and nobody got a clue. Me and the coupe pulling up with a property.
Jumbo Africa is popping.
Hey,
I like this song. Okay.
You wake up and you wanna go shopping. You got a car, you got 2 million options. Bubble gum baby, and you got it poppin'. Love what you do with a pedal. You know I'm all in my food, you say shop. You got the queen of the mouth. Soon as I cut, she keep singing, I don't want her to stop. Thinking I'm breaking, I'm stroking. I see why they cause a commotion. Yeah, I'm thinking the views of the ocean. Don't mind us, we on commercial break. You know what I'm saying? Look. We run our own ads. Don't think this shit is like, it's like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? Keep up. I'm telling you. I know I got it, I'm all in the body and nobody got a clue. Peep gang, nonetheless. Hear these words. Let it resonate. Because it's an entrepreneur in all of us. No matter how you define it. Whether you grinding, it's all the same. Happen or I don't. And that's when it comes down to a lot of people are just like, I want to get there and I want to arrive. I want to become that. But how to get there, thinking about it and being like, damn, I have no way to get there. I don't have no vehicles. It's not going to get you nowhere at all. So it's like whether you got some
You better
tools,
walk.
You better walk.
You better walk for real.
You can walk if you can't walk. You gotta crawl.
It's a bus.
But
There's so many different resources in it. It just comes to that though. But that's what I'm trying to feed out. Like
that's what I'm saying. I remember one time dude was like, hey, come to a job. I'm like, how far is it? He was like, man, it's up the road. I'm like, I don't got no car, bro. I hop on a bike. I'm pedaling, sweating. I'm busy this job, man. You see, you got how much? Shit, I'm coming to work.
That's what it be. And but right now, there's so many people that's not. So that's what I want to hear. That's
just
what
don't let
they
them
need
stop
to
you,
hear.
man. Remove the barriers, man, if you can. Like
It's pride, man. It's pride. Cause like you said, you wanted it. Some people be like, I ain't riding a motherfucking bike to work.
Yeah, the bus. I ain't getting no bus. Shit, I'm on the bus. Wait, you got your transfer? Let me get that pipe.
I'm too good for that.
Yeah.
Like my bitch taking me, but then you
shit, I catched it up there.
you want to be out here cheating on her and shit, and you want her to bring you to work. No,
Let me drive your car. Shit, you're going to get
back and we're back. It's me, Sierra Latte.
Yeah, and your boy Make a Play Millie. Shit. And as you can see, we got a special rendition episode.
Hey everybody.
You got products out. We got a bunch of stuff going on, man. Just to let the people know that we making moves. And I'm not talking about like just your everyday. Like this is like life changing stuff. Like, and the best thing you could do is invest in yourself. And that gets overlooked a lot. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into like the work it takes to really build something, because everybody want results, but how you gonna get the results if you're not really putting in the work?
Exactly.
So
Very true.
I just kind of like the work we put in is like the work we get out. So I'm just gonna ask like everyone, I guess, like you know what I'm saying? Quick little shit.
Yeah.
Like I guess for starters, how do you know when you've put in enough work? As far as when you're aiming for something, because there's always a bitch part like this is what I'm doing it for, but really, how do you know when you've put in enough work, or how do you know when you've done enough to be like that's satisfactory for you?
Me personally, I'm all about like results, and also too, I'm all about feeling Like, what's good? Like, since I did this, like, do I feel good? Does my spirit, does my soul feel good about what I did, you know,
like
for
that.
my business? You know, and like I said earlier, working for these 9-to-5 corporations, it just doesn't feel right with your soul. And for me, it's like I got to get my mind, body, and spirit all together as one. So when I started this company, you know, it was just kind of like faith. You know, I'm a very spiritual person. So, you know, I had to pray about it, and I was like, okay, let's get it, let's do it. And then when the money started coming in, that I'm just like, okay, like, this is good. But I'm just going to say this just off the bat, you know. For me, my success was different. Like, I ended up seeing money literally like the first week, 2 weeks when I started a business, because my whole thing was, it was something that I was passionate about, but it was also on the logic side about, okay, what's going to make me money? How do I know that I'm going to get money like within a couple of days after starting this? And so what I see a lot of young entrepreneurs doing is that they'll just dive into something, but they don't do the research, you know what? But I just felt like since we were in the midst of a pandemic, a lot of people were stressed out. They kind of wanted to escape like what we were going on with like in the world, as far as like this disease, about, you know, people getting stressed out, or we had like parents at home working with their kids with school, like people, like parents were being like teachers, and it was just a lot, you know. So I just was like, okay, like there just needs to be kind of an escape to where they can come, relax, and just get a piece of mind. I always just have you know, just this quote, like, let your faith be bigger than your fear. So I just went with that. Exactly. I just went with it, you know? And it was a ton of research, and I'm just like, I feel like this is going to be good, you know, of how much money I could potentially make and stuff like that. That's all.
Okay, cool. So then when you say research, because that's like you kind of got into it earlier, where a lot of people don't do research. So how did you do your research? What in particular did you research about what you wanted to do? Like, what did you look for? So
I kind of looked for like how many people like in the area are like interested in like spa, and like how, like, what is the salary rate for a massage therapist? And then like I also like went about like, how do I go and get my clientele, like all these things, you know, like what's my return on investment?
Okay. And you never went to college, but you knew about an ROI. You knew about the ROI.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's different miles. Here I am in college learning this bullshit, and you didn't even have to do this. Like, they have robbed me. Let me just tell you, I'm in here paying thousands for books, classes, student loans to teach me about return on investment. But it's like, I could have told myself that shit. Like, wait a minute. Like, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a fool. So when people ask me, like, oh, you went to school, is it worth it? I be like, shit, kinda, not really though. It depends on who you is. But like, for me, it was. I'm just gonna say it was. But I know for a lot of people, it wasn't, because the return, the time you spend trying to like learn all this information that you really can teach yourself. We're in a different age, like this digital age. I can hop on the internet. I mean, I can't go to the library because like everything's online. I'm sure libraries are open, but books aren't maintained the way the internet's maintained these days. So I can hop online and be like, let me teach myself. I can get a whole book worth of information. And now I'm skipping class. I don't wake up at 8 a.m. Do you know finals had me like stressed, bro? I'm like, bro, I got finals tomorrow. I'm talking about like up all night. Who needs to go through all that? I got homework, like essays, like who's trying to put together PowerPoints, all that. And I'm paying to do this shit, like, see?
But wait, so when you say that though, that's real, like, everybody's different. So I'm learning, because like I said earlier, I know some people who are in entrepreneurship, and a lot of people have mentors though, people who have already done it before you, right? So do you know, so is anyone in your family or anyone that you're close to, are they entrepreneurs?
They are, yeah.
So do you feel like so they taught you, right?
You know, honestly, no. It's just like My dad, he has his own painting company.
Okay.
And I would, when I was like younger, I would go with him and just like do quotes on houses and stuff like that. But like he never taught me how to like get an LLC and like, and maybe it's just because I just never asked, but you know, that inspired me too to like be my own boss and yeah.
But he was already that, so
He was
you already right.
Yeah.
So you've seen it because
Yep.
we are a product of our environment too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you've seen that.
Yep.
So you kind of, like you said, you probably didn't learn directly, but indirectly, you being around him, you probably heard some things. So it's already programmed in the back of your mind.
Right.
So you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then like Mills, like you was talking about, you know what I'm saying? College, you know what I'm saying? Who went to college in our family?
I don't even know. I knew I was going. I ain't going there. I'm like, I don't think nobody did, honestly, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know either, but at the end of the day, I still, so, you know what I'm saying, like with my mom, but your mom's successful. She's been working her job for like 50 years type shit.
I'm
You know what I'm
talking about first job, only
saying?
job. Like, I'm
Wow, that's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
But that's still
great.
good regardless.
Yes.
And so
That's good.
when I think about it, because like when I was coming up, I went to college. Right out of high school, I went to college for my first semester, guys. I went to Tuskegee University, you know, Tuskegee Airmen, Alabama, HBCU, the first HBCU out there. We're just gonna throw it out there. But anyway, I went there and like nobody, like, and I'm gonna say my immediate family has been to college in that time. I graduated in
Right.
07. So I didn't, and not only just my environment, but then of course me. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, you grow up and you're who you are in this world. And you just want to do what you want to do sometimes. But back then, I didn't have that mindset of college. I didn't have the mindset of, honestly, shit, I was a spoiled little brat. So I didn't have the mindset. I didn't even want to work. Like, I had a
I didn't
job.
want to work like.
But I'm like, hold up.
I feel it.
Like, I didn't want to do none of that. But then there was one point when I left. So I went to college, like I said, for one semester. And I'm like, you know, at that time, I was worried about other things. But at the same time, I was like, shoot, I know that my mom and my dad got my back. So it was nothing. So that's what I'm saying. It's sometimes it's the product, you know, what you see. Sometimes
That
it's who
support
you
system, too. Like you said, people got your back and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
it makes a difference. But that's dope. Your dad was his own businessman, so
I mean, I guess, like, who has helped you along the way as far as, like, really, like, help you prepare? Like, was there someone specific or a moment specific where it's like, okay, that moment in time was, like, big for me because now I'm on my way? Like, I see we got products here, so it's like, at some point, when did you feel like you was really elevating?
But when I felt like I was elevating was just like seeing the money from the jump when I started very humbly and just started making a lot of money. And then, you know, for the past 2.5 years, we were in a pandemic, so there was a lot of aid for small business owners. And I got a lot of financial assistance. And with that, I was able to scale the business and expand into a bigger suite.
Wow.
Dope.
Those resources are vital.
Dope.
It is.
Talk about these products, though. What we got up here, man?
We got my own
some
skincare line. So everything is natural. We got a serum, we got moisturizers, we got wrinkle recovery. I deal with like a lot of like elderly women who want to look younger again. You know, so this has been really great. So I use all my own products in the shop.
No, that's what's up, man. I be trying to, like, think, how can I start my own business? But, like, I don't got dedication enough to be like, man, I want to just grind it out. And, like, because I'm my own, like, overseer, I know me, I'm gonna be lenient as shit. Like, I already know I'm going to be like, damn, I'll get to it tomorrow or whatever. So it's like, I would love to become an entrepreneur like tonight, but realistically, I know myself, everyone should figure out and tap in, who are you, what works to your strengths, like, don't try to be something you're not. Like, so I'm gonna just stick to my core and know what I know and everything like that. But
yeah, that's really dope. I'm sitting here, it's where I'm at right now, so I did, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I did that college stuff, been to school, blah, 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 worked, of course. You know what I'm saying? I have a kid, so I got bills, I got real shit to take care of. So at the end of the day, like I said, I've been around entrepreneurs these last few years. And I used to sit back, I used to go to work, and I used to be like, damn, I wish I could, like, do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to do what they're doing. And I used to be like, I try to do it real, like I said, real fast.
Mhm.
You know, just not really dedicated, but just on it in that moment in that time. And then I had to be real myself, because I was like, I'm not gonna compare myself to what my friends are doing. They can do their thing, I can do my own thing.
Mhm.
That's great. Find my own, like I said, finding my own niche.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I'm like,
Yeah, I was got cut down like that shit.
my hours,
I be the
no, my
player.
hours got, I would not cut down.
Oh.
I was overworking now. Now I have to do, it's a 4-man job. They let 2 people go. Now there's 2 people doing what 4 people were doing.
Oh, that's too much.
And then now everybody's working from home.
Yeah.
Dude, I was doing, excuse me, they did reports every day. And in the reports, I was doing more of the work.
Mhm.
Like, by more than half time of the work. Like, he was working 3 hours out the day type shit. And I was working like 8, 9, 10, overtaking over the rest of his 6 hours.
Mhm.
That's how my work panned out.
Shit.
And then they had the nerve to tell me that I should be lucky that I still have a job.
Lucky.
Wow.
No, you shouldn't have fucking let me go too, motherfucker.
Exactly. No, we can't do that.
It's crazy. But anyway, moving forward, I quit. I've been going to school.
Did you put 2 weeks in or nothing?
I did put
I
it
was
to
saying.
Hold on, wait, no.
I said, fuck all that. Look,
I'm glad you asked that question. No, I did put it 2 weeks in, but then when I gave it to my boss, I let her talk me into staying. Like she said earlier that she was an empath. I'm an empath, so like it felt. I didn't want to leave. I liked the job though. I love the job. Like I won't complain about it. I love the job. But when you're trying to, overwork me and then tell me that I should be happy that you kept me, like
Right.
you should have fucking just let me go. Wow. You know what I'm saying? When I'm telling you I need help, because they're like, they were ungrateful. Like I know there's time limits and deadlines and stuff to meet. But if they can tell me, what's priority, and you know what I'm saying. So if I'm doing what's priority over this extra shit that somebody else was supposed to be doing, and you tell me I should be lucky to have a job,
That's really messed up.
that's where. So this is where I'm at. This is where I'm going with this. Is what I'm telling you guys. This is where I'm going. The thing is, where I'm going is, we think, like Cuz said, security. I kept my job. I stayed because of security. Because I know I have responsibilities. I have a kid. That's where I was going. And then sometimes working a 9 to 5, y'all, isn't what it's supposed to be.
Hey,
Sometimes you gotta let it go.
Ain't no security there either. They can fire your ass and ain't shit you can do. Pack up your box, boy. Your ass going home. Come here, let me talk to you. You ever got fired?
Nah.
Hey, I'm talking about, listen, that'd be the worst shit. I done got fired a couple times.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, like, ain't shit you can do about that. They will drag you in the office, and no matter what their story is, that's what's about to happen. You can't dispute it. You can't say your side. Like, I didn't have a situation where it's like, can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? Like, walk in there, they done made up a whole script, and it's like, damn, guess what? I gotta go right now. This is my last day. Like,
Exactly.
but there's times where I also quit too, where it's like, you know what, this ain't for me. I don't want to just, yeah, I don't, like, there's times where I told my manager, like, look, I don't want to quit, and I don't want y'all to, like, fire me, but, like, I'm gonna let you know right now, like, this probably ain't gonna work in the long run. I'm only here because I'm in school trying to just make some money while I'm on my way to graduating. But he, you know what he did? He let me work a little bit longer and came to me one day and was like, I heard you. I'm just gonna, like, you know what I'm saying, give you kind of what you want. So today can be your last day if you want, and we can just end it like that. I'm like, bet. Boom, I was my last. I walked out happy, like, woo, I'm done with that shit. Like,
and
I
it just
can't do
become
it.
like a weight off of your shoulders.
I was gonna say, like, rent.
Exactly.
One by one, like.
But and I've had the same experiences with these jobs, and they're gonna give me a write up, and I'm like, oh, you called in too many times, sign this little write up, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Like,
damn,
I
that
said,
got rid of
nah, I ain't gonna write that shit up. I don't know what you about to do with that, but I ain't writing it up.
Right. Peace out.
Exactly. Yeah, you can miss me with that, honey, cause I ain't going for that. Like, no, they be on just weird ass stuff. Like, no,
it'd be crazy. So sometimes people get fed up. So I'm at that point. So that was a great convo, and I'm like, damn. So I'm at that point. I was at that point in July when some other stuff happened. I won't.
You got a write up?
No, I did not get some write up. It was a harassment. I'll just tell you, it was some shit with harassment.
Oh damn.
At a job, and at
that. Harassing, what happened?
You wanna hear it? Oh shit! I'm about to fuck up some people's jobs.
Oh shit!
Some important people. So Well, hey, you asked the question, and I'm not gonna be nothing but real.
That's all I ask. You can say whatever you want.
I ain't gonna be nothing but real. I'm gonna tell you, cause I'm the truth. So, period, point blank. After I quit the job we were just talking about, I quit that job, but I did have another job lined up. So I was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? Cause I got to get my money. So I had another job lined up. I started that job. It was in I would say a treatment facility. I won't give out their name.
Hear from you, like, she said disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, ready.
So anyway, so I worked at this position for the summer, and you know the people that work there, everybody in there is black. They my people. We you know they all black. So it's cool. It's straight, and I love it. And then they, like I said, it's a treatment facility for men. So they have men that work there. I know that I'm not an ugly person. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. I'm not cocky, but I know I'm not ugly.
What we gonna call it? Pretty privilege? Like what we gonna put a talent? We gotta put a label on this.
No, it's not privilege. These men be taking advantage.
When women say that, I know I'm pretty. What does that mean? Is that just pretty privilege?
Okay, disclaimer again. Disclaimer again. This is a disclaimer. I'm working, so I'm a woman.
Okay.
And I work in a facility that houses men who are on drugs and who are off of liquor, who have addictions, addicted people. Excuse, that's what I mean. People who are addicted to have addictions. Some of them don't really have addictions, but you know, they on PO, you know, parole and all that shit. They have to. They have to do that. Mm-hmm. So I'm in a place like that. And that's where I say I'm a pretty woman because they're not. Some of them that come in there have just got out of prison.
Right.
So now I'm the only.
They like shit.
Pretty. Look, no wait, and I'm not gonna say that because everybody that works there is pretty, but they're older. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm a young female. And a lot of these dudes are young. So that's how I'm gonna word it.
Right.
And they're hollering at me, but you know I'm professional and I know that. You know, that's not what we're doing, but because they are in a state of mind where they are, I understand that. So, I'm a nice person, so I smile at them. But to me, they need encouragement. You know what I'm saying?
Give them a little courage.
So I can smile. I'm not like saying anything back. Shut your asses. He's like, I just smile. That's funny. That's funny. I never thought about that till you said that. That's funny, y'all. Oh man, that's funny.
So
but no, just you know, I just smile and I just be nice.
Make them feel a little better.
Period. There's nothing more. But anyway, it's a person that works there that me and this person had like he's way older, like a grandpa. So you know, I'm cool. I vibe more with guys than I do women all the time. So at the end of the day, he's an older guy. He be giving me game on certain things.
Right.
You know, he give me books to read. I'm just thinking he's just an old man just trying to teach me, and I'm just trying to be open and take advice and just listen to things or whatever. Either way it goes. There was one day because I worked the latest because I was a receptionist in this moment, and I'm a receptionist, so I work till the building closes. And he's there a lot too, but there's a whole bunch of people there. But the whole point of it is his ass. He's loud, so I'm giving y'all context of where I'm going. So he's a loud person, so when he talks, and then the desk, his office is like probably like 45 feet from the reception desk. So when he talks, I can hear him. And usually when we're talking, he never really stops talking. He keeps talking, so when he's in his office, I can still hear him. It got quiet, guys. It was like crickets in this building. So something in my mind, I don't know, spirit, whatever, told me to just kind of turn around. And I just kind of turned around. And nigga, I see a motherfucker with some binoculars. Oh, hell no. Like what? So.
Peeping you though? Like.
Look, exactly. And that's exactly what I called that nigga, a peeping Tom.
Peeping.
I was like, you're a peeping Tom, you're a peeping Tom. Oh, you're a creeper. This is my words. So another man that works there, another employee that works there, he's walking by and when I'm saying peeping Tom, he's like, he stops in his tracks and he like, peeping Tom, what's a peeping Tom?
And like I wanted to touch base on what Sierra Tay said. Like there is a lot of sexual harassment going on in the job force for us women, and that was another reason why I was just like, I can't deal with this, you know, like.
Something happened to you too?
Yeah.
Like, we gotta talk about it.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it. So like, I worked in the corporate world. I had a few jobs. So like, I was doing a call center job too. Back in like 2016. At that time, I was just like in my early 20s, and I was there for a few years. Well, my boss. This might get a little bit too much, you know, but I'm gonna give you the tea, give it to you real raw. But my boss, he was the manager, and you know, like you were talking about guys like just coming out of prison and this and that. Well, he came out of prison too, and like he just got the job real quick. Like he just knew some people, and you know, like his boss gave him the job. So this nigga didn't do nothing.
Slick
I'm talking. He was just on the little mic, on the little phone, listening to calls, but he just always just be chilling. Hello. Oh, yep, just listening to our calls. We were at a call center or whatever, and all he just had to do was just write some numbers on the board or whatever. Anyways, he just always just was trying to be all like sneaky, sly, whatever. He'd always just try to like hit on us girls or whatever. And like one time he was just trying to hit on me, and I'm just like, nah, I ain't going. You know, I'm not. I don't like you like that. Like you're my boss. I just want to come to work, be professional about it. So the dude got mad. Okay, he got mad.
What you mean though?
Like, huh? Exactly. Like what you mean? Oh, I see how it is. Da, da, da. So it's like every single day when I went to work, it was just hard. Like he would just point me out. Like when there was a room full of freaking 40 telemarketers on the floor, and he'd be like, "Oh Shay, you didn't do this, you didn't do that." Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm the top rep up in here. I have like the highest numbers out of everybody. Like, get out of my face. So like we got into it in front of everybody, and we're just yelling at each other, going back and forth or whatever. But honestly, story short is he was just mad that I didn't give him no play, you know?
Basically,
and
retaliation. That's kind of
retaliation. And he's my boss too, so it's just like that's not right, you know. It's just like you feel like, well, since he's a higher power, higher authority, like
how can you fight it?
Exactly.
How the fuck can you fight it? So it's just like I might as well just dip.
Exactly, you did.
Ain't no point in trying to fight it.
You just quit. You was like, fuck it, like I can't.
Yeah. I did quit, and then like I did report it to his boss. They investigated it, and then a lot of other girls did go forward with what was going on because I wasn't the only one. So, and he was the other boss. He was scared of a sexual harassment suit, you know, and that's what happens. I mean, shit, like I should have done it though, looking back, but it's just a lot of work.
But it's sometimes it's just be like, fuck that. I can figure it out on my own, and who wants to go through that drama with them?
Exactly.
And that's a shame that guys can't see a woman in the workplace and be like, it don't gotta be no sexual like tension. This person's here to work just like I'm here to work, like, and she doesn't have to give you no play. Like, yeah, we co-workers, but like, let that be that sometimes.
Right, and she can be nice and laugh and smile without it being
work
extra shit.
You know?
It doesn't have to be that. Exactly. And if it is, then you don't ever have to talk about it and go to. What's understood never has to be explained. I just say that, and that's just anything.
Keep that shit on the
Wait,
but no, I think like the workplace dynamics do gotta improve between like men and women, because like it's always like a stigma where it's like, oh well, why is she like wearing this or wearing that? Like it doesn't even matter. Like that doesn't mean you can come on to someone you work with or expect them to like give you play or do any of that. Like just because we're at the same place, I get it, but like no, like that can be it sometimes. Like a lot of guys can't take that rejection. They feel like, well, we here, we co-workers, like why not? Like it don't need to be no explanation sometimes. It's just like guys need to just leave that shit alone. Or, like take the L. I'm telling you, like harassment, shit.
It's not worth it, and especially if you're married and with somebody.
Exactly. Yeah.
What the F are you doing?
Have a good day at work, honey. He's like, I will.
Right. You creep.
Real. I will do that.
Hands down. 100%.
So that was one thing that helped you. You know what I'm saying? Move forward and say forget working. Yep. You was ready to. play out
yeah.
what you wrote down on paper.
And jumped out there and like we got our parts of the show. We're gonna jump into one more when we come back.
Yeah.
We ready. We about to see
Tell
what's
us about it. So what is what?
So
what
this is
you're
a
playing?
high frequency machine.
Okay.
It runs off of electricity.
Okay.
It's very crazy, you guys. I will tell you that. I have a lot of clients that just book, they want to get a facial, they want to do something different. Now this is different than your average facial. When people think of a facial, they're thinking like, oh, you know, a cleanser, mud mask, oh, something like really basic. Like, no, but we do the whole work. So this is glass. I tell you, I have so many of these machines. I've broken so many of these probes. Like, it will just be on, and if it falls, it just pops. So I'm like, ooh, let me be careful with that one. So we're going to turn it on. And you guys can already hear the buzzing.
Oh, it light up.
And it will light up.
You can see the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys, I know it's probably like too much maybe if you want to touch it, but it's not going to hurt you. So literally, you just put it on your skin. And so this gets rid of like wrinkles, acne, scarring, all types of different stuff.
Let's try it.
Okay.
I don't feel anything, guys.
Yeah.
Wow, shit. Let me see. I'm about to do this shit right now. Shit.
Exactly. That's exactly. Can I put it right underneath? Yes. Yeah. Right underneath. So yeah, it's like a little zap, you know. So this is actually European technology. It's really big in Europe. I feel like in America right now, we just use like makeup to like clear our imperfections, but in Europe, like they're all about skincare and how to improve everything from like how to get rid of everything.
That's dope. I like it.
What are people saying about this though when they get it? Like, are they like, wow, this is life changing? Thank you.
They do say it's life changing, and it just feels like really like different from what they're used to. Because you guys felt it. It's like a static going.
It's
through
so static, but you don't feel like you would think because you saw the
light
that
be
it's
too
gonna
much.
be hot. I didn't feel any of that.
You didn't feel nothing.
None of that.
Yeah.
And so it was dope. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my little baby, my little high frequency machine.
But out of all your services though, like between the facial, you got the skincare products. Like, what do customers like love the most?
What's their favorite?
Yeah, that would probably be about. I get really busy, literally with just facials and massage. A lot of people just be working or sitting at their desk a lot. They have like a lot of lower back problems. They come in for that. They're sitting. I mean, you wouldn't think that when you're sitting, it would do something to your back, but yeah. And just standing up all day. So massage and facials, people love to come and get that done.
That's dope. And what other services do you add besides your skincare line and the massaging?
So I do teeth whitening and waxing. And I do laser hair removal.
No, but okay, so I was going because you said you did waxing too.
Yes.
So she does waxing too. I didn't hear that the first time, but I was asking you that for my own.
Yes, and we need to get her to come in for her waxing treatment. I know, and the waxing. You know, honestly, a lot of people come back to me for my waxing because it's not painful. I mean, I don't know, it'd be painful as heck when you get waxing done. But, you know, I love working with everybody. Like, even my women clients, they be having me cracking up because when we be doing waxing treatments, they're like, oh, yes, honey, like, it is time to get it in. I'm about to text my boyfriend. He like, come over. I am ready. But I be like, honey, wait, you better wait like a day or two, okay? Like, that's a abrasion, that's a cut. So you better wait before you get the action, okay?
Let it heal.
Exactly, let it heal. Exactly, but you look nice, you was ready, okay? But yeah, so, you know, fun stuff, yeah.
That's what's up.
Most definitely.
That's what's up. That looks dope. And
yeah.
how? Also, so in this moment, I'm just gonna ask you, how can the people reach out to you to get some services?
Oh yeah, we appreciate you dropping through, showing us.
Yeah, I got a Facebook page, Ian Massage. Hit me up on Facebook. You can also text me too. I'll just throw my number out there, my business number, 952-856-0390. And yeah, I also have a website too, yinmassage.com, so check me out.
Okay,
Check
for
it
sure.
out.
And
Yeah,
what you got coming
yeah.
next? Cause I know this ain't it. I know you got
Right.
stuff in the pipes, like you know. What I'm saying?
Yeah, so I am trying to start a beauty school for minorities and also single mothers who are interested in getting their certification into the health and beauty industry, because I know what it was like when I tried to start this. It's not easy, but I also want to kind of be the anchor, the vessel to help other women and other minorities get it in, you know, because the spa industry is thriving. It will always thrive. You know, we see these women, they spend a lot of money on like their looks, on their body, on their face.
Well, you do body work too. Like
I do body work.
She doing butt shots and shit.
I do body work for my clients who have had plastic surgery. So they went and seen Dr. Miami, and they come and book with me. I'm sure you guys know about Dr. Miami. So a lot of post-op massage
Shit,
too.
be careful getting them butts. I'm talking about this shit. This shit is getting.
Hey, look, y'all see homegirl. I'm gonna just. I ain't gonna put it out there.
Okay, Michelle,
hanging off the table.
I know that's a lot, but you know what? And she also too how to get her post-op massage, because I swear, like, we're in Minnesota. The surgeons here, they don't talk about post-op massage as they do in Miami and Texas and California. And it's so important, like, for to get rid of fibrosis. That's when, like, when you get the surgery done, that's when all of your muscles just start balling up, and you don't get a smooth look like how you want to.
So how often should they be getting those massages with, you know?
Yeah, I would say once a
therapists?
week.
Okay.
Yeah.
For how long though? Like,
And that
after
varies.
they get their surgery, you know, I know some surgeons say, oh, they'll heal within 6 months. But should they keep getting these massages after that 6 months from healing?
Almost like physical therapy.
I know,
like,
right?
shit.
Like, yeah,
You know?
right.
But it's recommended to do it even after, because even when, you know, my clients are getting the work done, like say like they just had surgery within like 2 weeks after, they're in a lot of pain when you're doing massaging. Massaging is all about the deep tissue, and they're in a lot of pain. We're talking about bleeding, we're talking about draining, so it's not as enjoyable as you would think. So I would say even too after, when they're all healed up, it's great to just do it when, you know, you could feel relaxed and get great results.
Yep, that's what's up. She's here for you guys.